Apnea is a respiratory disorder that has been seen in both adults as well as children. In neonatal apnea, the heart rate is higher as well as the respiration rate. But the same in case of adults, the heart rate is lower than children's as well as the respiration rate. For a neonatal child, the heart rate will be around 120 to 180, and for abnormal goes below 100, and for adults heart rate around 60 to 100, and below 50 is an abnormal heart rate. Same in the case of respiration rate. For respiration rate of a child, it should be around 60 to 80, but in the case of adults it's around 12 to 20. If it goes below 12 in adults, it's an abnormal case. So that's the case of apnea. So we have designed a monitor over here which detects apnea and gives a signal to the doctor or the physician so that he can save the child or save the person in sleep, in the case of sleep. So these are a setup. This is a respiration rate circuit which senses the respiration rate of a person. It may be like tied to the tummy using a belt, and we are using a sensor as piezo disc. Piezo disc has a good sensitivity. If we have a small touch, we get a pulse waveform which can be shown there. In the first graph, we can see whenever I am touching here, you have a pulse, and this pulse has been counted, and the counting program is done using LabVIEW. Next, we have given provisions for heart rate simulation and oxygen saturation simulation. Heart rate simulation, it will give an accurate result, and even if the case sleep apnea, in some cases it's not because of your breath, sometimes it's because of your heart also. So in that case it will detect any abnormal activity of heart, and same in the case of oxygen saturation. So we have given a provisions over here, and based on all these three values we can find the we can detect the apnea. So here if you see in the screen, we have respiration rate, heart rate and oxygen saturation. Respiration rate, whenever you have a sense, you will get a pulse out, and that will be that will be counted. In heart rate, you will be always simulated with the pulse, and that will counted continuously, and whenever it goes below 50, you will have an abnormal signal which is shown in the output circuit over here. So if you see the block diagram window, it will be somehow something similar. This is the block diagram window. Here if you see the channel 0, that is from channel 0 the signals, the respiration rate signal has been acquired, and here you have a counting, here you have the pulse generation circuit, and that's displayed in the waveform. From the target device, there's a target.vi deployed, in which the counting code is shown, which I'll show after some time. From channel 1 you have a heart rate coming out, and channel 2 the pulse. So, and these all things are displayed over here. So the main heart of the entire coding is the target.vi. If we go for the target.vi, let's see the block diagram. Here is a counting circuit for the respiration rate, heart rate and pulse oximeter. If the pulse oximeter goes below 88, you will have an abnormal pulse activity shown. This is all about the coding part over here. Right now, if we see the main coding window, the respiration rate is below 12, which is our threshold, and we can see the buzzer and the red abnormal light glowing. So this indicates the people that there is an abnormal activity on in a patient, and a physician can come and treat the patient. Similarly, when heart rate, here if we simulate it below 50, whenever simulation goes below 50, you will have an abnormal heart rate shown, and same with this green LED will be turned to red, and again the buzzer glows. Here in the output circuit, if we can see, it's like whenever you have an abnormal activity in any of the three parameters, you will have a buzzer glowing, which will indicate the people that you have an abnormal activity. Finally, we have also given a provision for connecting a vibrator. Right now, the vibrator is not available with us. So whenever we are connecting the vibrator in the output, whenever there is an abnormal activity in your respiration rate, the vibrator will be on, which will disturb the child's sleep or the person's sleep, and that may restore the breathing of the person, because in sleep apnea most of the time the people forget to breathe. That's the reason why it causes a fatal effect. So this is all about the entire setup. We can see over here the pulse oximeter being simulated using a oximeter simulator, and a patient simulator simulates the heart rate. So here is now the heart rate goes to 54. If we go below 54, we can see over here the heart rate is below 50, and that's why abnormal activity is being shown over here. That's all about the small glimpse of the project. We are using compact trio, and for input module we are using NI9219 and analog output module 9263 to get out the output. Thank you.